Oh, oh boy. Oh, wow. The banister goes on. Okay. Well, welcome back. I suppose this is gonna be a job. Warning: private property. Is it private property? No visitors. Why? Really? Oh, okay. Oh, come on. That's just a cardboard cutout. Okay. Takes me back to my N64 days, huh? Keep away. Keep away. Oh. Hello. You Future film. Putting up this many signs and a camera has me kind of thinking that maybe there's something up to this place. You out here shooting pern. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Damn. Oop, I walked into the thing. I kind of like the way these look covered in moss. I think it's kind of cool. I like moss. I think moss is very decorative when it comes to outdoor stuff. I couldn't think of a good word. Furniture? No. Moss is found on more than just furniture. I like moss. Bing, bing, bing. We're 1% cleared. How did oh. Yeah, that'll do it. That's just straight up mud. Well. Oh. I didn't finish you, did I? Or did I? Did I get all the wood? I think I got all of the little pieces there. It just leaves this annoying banister that I have to tackle from every angle. Maybe this won't be too difficult. I'll have to get it from underneath too. That's the kicker. And then from the side. At least it'll look real pretty when I'm done. I think this job is a lot less large than I think it is. I think it's kind of a little bit of an optical illusion as far as size is concerned. I don't know. It depends. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies that might make this job a little lengthier than I think. I don't know. Hard to tell, honestly. Hard to tell. So you go around this way. Oh, God. Yep. I guess I kind of forgot about this part. Is anybody else scared of like icy steps or slippery steps? Falling down the steps is the worst. Oh my God. Oh my God. How? How is it this filthy? Okay. I guess. Yeesh. There's nothing to it but to do it, I suppose. Might take me a while, but yeah, I have a feeling that this is probably going to be one of the more annoying jobs. I'm torn. It's either going to be really annoying or really easy. I don't know. There's more moss up here than anything else. This part's real satisfying, though. Do 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 do. I'm just washing this porch on this deck, this tree house. Actually, I don't know what this place is. Did it say tree house? I think it's a tree house. I don't know. I hear a bird. A birdie, birdie, bird. Chippity, chirpity, chippity, chirpity. Ooh, I gotta do this part too. All of that. Why'd they just leave the grill open though? I wouldn't. Seems odd. Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. You know what? I think, since I forgot to record this, we might come back in and start this one anew. Okay. Oh, it reset all this progress. Okay. That progress you reset. You're weird, game. Not in a kooky fun way. No good son of a bitch, always ruining my day. And then I closed my web browser and forgot to save it. Yep, it didn't save. All right, hang on, let me open my web browser, which is taking my computer a stupid long time to do. Twitch. Preparing file for download. Preparing download. Now everybody wants to message. Life is Strange Double Exposure is on sale on Steam for $17. No. 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 That's still too high a price. I'll get it when it goes even further on sale. No. 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 I'm just going to put this out there. I can't fucking stand most of the Australian accent. I can tolerate it to a certain extent, but it's when they say no that it just grinds my gears. Are you coming with us to hang out? No. You mean no? No. He means no. 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 I've got the Diddy Kong stuck in my head. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Whoa! That was awfully fast. Oh, why am I parked over here? You know what's funny? This is my third stream today. It's just so incredible. Like being up days is so incredibly boring. I want to be up days. I'm tired of not getting any sun, but goddamn, am I bored? I want to go live in the woods, even if it's a cardboard cutout. See, this tree looks more realistic than the bullshit in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Sun and Moon. Or not Sun and Moon. Sword and Shield. And this game wasn't made with a studio with even remotely half the money. You gonna keep whining about Pokemon? Yes. Yes, the fuck I am. I'm gonna keep whining about Pokemon until I'm good and goddamn ready to quit whining about Pokemon. If you don't like it, leave. I just pissed everyone off. See, some people you can say that to and they'll be like, nah, fuck you. And then they'll hang around and laugh and have a good time and know that, you know, it's not that serious. Other people will get all butthurt and rage in the comment section and take what I said super serial. People who laugh at it and jab back, you know you found your people when they do that. Let's clean off a place to sit down. I wonder if I can get just him singing without the music. I'll have to look into that. I know with some emulators you can isolate different audio tracks and different, because I've done that with the GBA before. I know that you can isolate the different layers of video and get good like snapshots of different assets that way. I think that's how all those, I think that's how people rip all the sprites at the end of the day. But, oh, now you fucking text me. I tell you what, hang on a minute. One second. And or. One second. I did tell her to text me in her defense. I wonder how long this job will take. Will it take 4 or 5 episodes like that Fountain did? And Fountain wasn't even in career mode. That Fountain was just for fun. But my God, it took forever. Just washing my deck off, getting it all clean, washing off the grime and playing this game on Steam. I assume this is also on all the consoles. I don't know. And I mentioned this the other day, but Tyler said something about Microsoft maybe dropping the whole pay to play online and going back to having some common goddamn sense. And they might just throw Windows on there as the basic operating system, basically giving you a mini computer, which I can't say is a bad idea. I might get on board with that, honestly. I don't know. It depends on a lot of things. Like if Microsoft just put out a mini computer instead of another console, I would probably buy it and ditch the computer I have now, which honestly would be the best bet at the end of the day. Make a consumer grade, all encompassing PC slash console. Make a hybrid of the two. Kind of like what Valve was doing with the Steam machine, putting out like a little PC that's not super expensive. It's not, it's not a supercomputer built like some of these streamers build. It's an economy machine that most people can afford, but will run all of the, popular stuff on Steam that people want to play. Microsoft should do that. They have the money, they have the they have the means to do so. That would really be a smart move. It's what I would do. My own version of the Steam machine, but through Microsoft. Be the best thing they could do, honestly, at this point, because PC gaming has taken off and it's starting to dominate. People realize that they can just buy these games and have them forever through Steam and other platforms instead of their games being relegated to a disc stuck on that one system. Because even with the Sony and the Microsoft consoles, they're not all backwards compatible. Not that Nintendo is, but Nintendo kind of, they went in the corner and started doing their own special thing a long time ago. So I don't even include them in that. But yeah, you can't really play mini games cross-platform like you would want to. I don't know. I've just kind of had my fill with consoles at this point. I've bought every Nintendo console ever made. I never did get the Virtual Boy, and granted, a lot of my handheld stuff was hand-me-downs in a way. Like I never had a Game Boy until well after the Game Boy Advance come out. So like at least I think that's when I got my Game Boy. I got my Game Boy because my dad's boss or the owner of the company or somebody had an airplane hangar full of crap. And he was like, I'll pay you a little bit to clean this out. I think he paid him. But either way, they were cleaning it out. He was going to chunk a box with a Game Boy in it. And my dad got it for me and brought it to me. And that was, freebie, first Game Boy. Then I ended up with the Pokemon craze was a big thing. And I ended up using my sister's Game Boy Color. She got a Game Boy Color one year for her birthday. And Pokemon Red. Never really got into it. Didn't play it much. So I ended up being the one who used the crap out of that Game Boy Color. It was the Pikachu. I think it had Pichu on the front. Pikachu and Pichu on the front. The Gold and Silver edition. And from there, I just went up to the Game Boy Advance. I remember I got my Game Boy Advance at Walmart for a really low price. I got the Glacier one. And not the Game Boy Advance SP, just Game Boy Advance. The one with no backlit screen, so you couldn't see shit. But I did eventually get an SP. I don't remember through who or how, or I didn't buy it new. So I never ended up buying any of the Nintendo handhelds brand new until the Nintendo DS came out. I remember the DS came out and I was, I really wanted one. I wanted to get back into, playing handheld games again. I knew Pokemon was going to be coming out on the DS. And I was not a kid, but not an adult. What year did the DS come out? 2004? I was 20. Okay, I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. I was an adult. I was 20 years old in 2004. So, yeah, but I still didn't have the money. But I was able to kind of coax one out of my pappy. He was like, I make you a deal. I get this if you give up smoking, because I smoked cigarettes back then. Yeah, sure. To be fair, I did give it my best shot. I tried. I didn't give it up until years later, but I tried. So from 2004 to 2016 is when I quit smoking. So 12 years just about of, well, actually, I don't know when I started smoking. It would have been 2003 or 4 ish when I started smoking. Or maybe it was sooner. I don't remember when I started smoking back in the day. It was very stupid. I wish I had never done it. The stupidest fucking thing I ever did. Just being obstinate. That's all it was. Look at me. I'm an adult. I can do what I want. I mean, you do the stupidest shit you can do. But that's how I got my DS. The 3DS, I don't remember. I think I ended up saving up a little bit and then trading in a bunch of stuff at GameStop. Not that you ever got your fair money's worth at GameStop. They always, well, ripped you off. I guess we can't say Jip. That's offensive. My bad. That's hard to get that out of your vernacular. Because I don't ever use it that often. Damn it, stop trying to hit the control key to duck. I keep hitting the window key. I'll probably bleep that out. So far as I know, there are no slurs on this channel. The only slur I kept using past knowing it was a slur was the R word. Other than that, I've never really used slurs. My sister and I accidentally used a slur when we were kids, but we didn't know it was a slur and nobody ever corrected us. I'm not going to say what that was. It wasn't the N word or anything like that, but then of course when we I will say that in the 2000s we would all say, oh, that's gay, when something was stupid, and we said the F slur a lot. Yeah, we all did. Everybody, like, collectively, the society was bad about that. But yeah, I'm trying to say ripped off instead of the other one. I slipped. I had to slip it. God damn it, I did it again. I'm trying to stand up. I want my character to stand up. Oh, I must have been under the grill. Let's see. It's kind of like with trans people. That's kind of a newer thing for a lot of us, you know. So sometimes we slip up with the pronouns and use the wrong pronouns, and at least I do sometimes. I don't mean to, but like if I meet a new person and they give me their pronouns, which were not the pronouns they were assigned at birth, you know, they transitioned or whatever, then I respect that and I use the pronouns that they say. But sometimes in a conversation, you'll forget and you'll slip up. And we're only human. It's going to happen. But you respectfully just, you know, teach yourself to use the correct ones. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. People are just assholes, you know. It's not that hard, and it's not a big ask. I tell you what, back before I even knew anything about the transgender community, and back when people were doing the whole attack helicopter meme, I laughed at it, but I didn't know what I was laughing at. I was like, okay, I think I had a vague idea of what I was laughing at. You know, I knew that there were people who were asking to be referred to as, you know, a specific gender that they weren't assigned at birth, and I didn't really understand what was. I can get it. I didn't try to get it. I just went with, you know, attack helicopter. Funny. It's really not funny. It's ignorant and stupid. But you know what? I had a lot of self-loathing going on back then too, and I really wasn't accepting of myself or other people, so I was a pill. God, that would have been the early 2000s, back when we were still calling everything gay that we thought was stupid. Interesting times. Interesting times. I wonder, you know what just crossed my mind? I wonder if there's a such thing as a self-hating religious person. I've heard of self-hating Jews. Are there any self-hating Christians? Is that a thing? Can that be a thing? Is that even possible to be a thing? Like you believe in everything that encompasses that faith, but you hate that you believe it. Is that a thing? That has to statistically be a thing, right? On top of having the Diddy Kong racing stuff in my head, the Poffin making music from Diamond and Pearl has been stuck in my head now for days. Message. Second. Ping. Okay, so it's not going to take as long to clean the bottom part of this as I thought. I thought it was going to be down here for hours. Just cleaning away. You know what's funny to me? I don't know anything really about how the back end of Twitch works, or internally how Twitch works. But I've been streaming on this platform now for a handful of years. And I don't really ever have anybody come into chat. I don't have anybody, like the people who come into chat are here from my Discord and YouTube and whatnot. I hardly ever get any new people coming in from just finding me randomly on Twitch. And I don't know if it's just my looks, my voice, the game I'm playing. I don't know. I don't understand. Even the most cringy, as a matter of fact, I was about to say even the cringiest of people have subscribers and followers and stuff. But it's funny because I go and I say that, but it's almost exclusively cringy people who are successful. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe I just need to up my cringe factor or something. I don't know. Oh, no. I know that the ads got to be too intrusive for me to keep watching Twitch. So I stream here, but I don't actually watch any content on the platform. I stopped as of late last year. No longer do I watch any Twitch streamers. I don't even know if I'm still following anybody. If I am, I'm probably going to boot them all out of my following list. I'm sorry, I just don't find Twitch to be a fascinating platform. I don't like the annoyance of the constant ass pats that the streamer is required to give to the audience. Like, I want to actually watch some content instead of watching people pay constantly for that content. It's sick. Honestly, it's what it is. It's very sick. And YouTube's not faring much better. The live streams that I've been watching over on the YouTube side, they've gone from just being normal live streams back in the day on YouTube by content creators to being just as bells and whistle heavy as Twitch is, with the constant donos, the constant super chats, the just constant interaction. And it's like that's not content. That's you're watching people pay these mega corporations in real time and not think twice about it. So I'm just saying, you're making you're making rich folks even richer while not actually enriching your life in any way whatsoever. Just go, God didn't say that. But I want to support my favorite streamer. Okay, give them one lump sum, maybe once a month. Maybe watch the ads. I don't fucking know. The constant every 2-second donations and begging for attention through monetization. I find that to be incredibly annoying and distasteful, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, but I bet if you had a big following and you were getting paid, and I bet you'd be doing it. You'd be sitting there saying, "Oh, I changed my mind. I turned it on because I changed my mind, which I'm allowed to do." Try me, bitch. You don't know me very well. You do not know me very well. I started my Patreon kind of for that very reason. I thought, you know what? YouTube's not going to let me be monetized because I don't meet the little 1,000 subscriber threshold, and Twitch is yanking me all up and down. So, you know, I don't have enough people on Twitch to watch the ads to make any money. I'll just see if I can't get some Patreon members to give me a couple of dollars a month. Because at the time I was really wanted to, you know, try and make a little bit of money doing this so that I could buy a controller here or there or buy a new webcam. Whatever I needed, I kind of needed this show to make some little bit of money so I could put back into it. But that's no longer the case, and I no longer want that to be how this operates anyway. So I changed the Patreon over to like charity only. From now on, like my streaming stuff just going to be something that's strictly like hobby oriented. If I ever make money from it, fine. I'm not saying I won't accept money. Like if I get paid on Twitch or YouTube, yeah, I'll take the money. Don't get me wrong. I am only human after all. But at the same time, I'm not going to jump through hoops for it. Like, yeah, I'm quote unquote performing. I'm quote unquote entertaining an audience. But there's a huge difference between like slapping your face and hooting and hollering and then actually doing something entertaining. Like, am I blowing a whistle and putting on a wig, or am I actually sitting here, you know, doing something worth watching? I guess that's subjective at the end of the day, but I know where my tastes lie, and it does not lie in the constant, non-stop fucking notifications. Well, you're just jealous because you don't get any notifications, you don't have any subscribers, and you don't make any money, so you're just jealous. That's the only reason you're saying that at the end of the day. No, I promise it's really not. It is really not. If I had an audience, I would find a way to monetize it in a way that is less annoying for both them and me. And I've already had to struggle with that with just having two people here all the time. You know, I get fussed at when there's only two people here. You know, people have said stuff recently about the ads on my Twitch. Two people ever come and watch, and one of them constantly mentions the ads. So, but I'll be goddamned if I'm going to do all of the constant notifications. Because see, at the end of the day, I can turn ads completely off. I can turn ads all the way down. Twitch is still going to run ads. I cannot physically stop them from running ads. That's just the same. It's the same on YouTube. Like, I'm not monetized on YouTube. I can't run ads on my video. But you bet your ass YouTube is still going to run ads and collect ad revenue off my content. The only reason that I don't rage against that is because I feel it's a fair exchange. You host my content for free, you monetize it, and you pay the server costs. I feel that's a fair exchange at the end of the day. Because I can't afford to pay them to host my stuff. So if they want to run ads on my stuff and get paid and keep the servers running, go for it. Equivalent exchange. But if I ever blew up and became a big YouTuber who was making them a stupid amount of money, then I would expect my cut. I'd expect my share. I feel like I should be up top doing this, and I'm doing this the wrong way. I don't care. I'm having fun. There's a huge, at the time of making this video, there is a huge snowstorm, ice storm coming through the U.S. It's going to affect a lot of people in the South, and the Midwest and the East Coast. And right now, I'm kind of waiting and trying to assess just how bad it's going to be for me. I live in Central Alabama, and one day the European model says this, the next day it says something completely different. And then we look at the US model, and all the model data just keeps flip flopping. It says, well, the weather's going to be, it's still going to be cold no matter what. So when I say warm bubble, don't misunderstand what I say, but it might be a little too warm here. And by too warm, I mean just above freezing, like in the 30s or 40s, for us to have any icing issues where I live. Then again, the models could be completely wrong and we may get a blizzard. I don't know. Winter weather is the hardest out of all of meteorology to predict. It is not only is it hard to predict and hard to forecast, it's ever changing on the fly more than any other weather pattern or system. Like you just can't. The variables are too great. There are more variables with winter weather, at least where I live, than there are with any other system. So it's bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers. But that's supposed to come through over the weekend. If we just get some freezing rain, that's ideal. We just stay at home and ride it out. But if we get ice and a lot of ice, that's going to weigh down the power lines and tree branches, and then you're going to have power outages. And I'm just going to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs. Because I'll be honest with you guys, my entire life revolves around having electricity and an internet connection. Like, I'm connected to the internet 24 hours a day. The only time I'm not connected to the internet is probably when I'm either in the shower or asleep. And sometimes I'll listen to stuff while I'm in the shower. Not every time, but a lot of times. So yeah, I don't know what to do with myself without the internet. It's just because I find life, like regular life, is too monotonous. Like, there's nothing in reality for me anymore. No friends, no family, no like career, no goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations. Like, I am 100% just waiting. I'm just riding out my ears at this point. You know what I mean? So, to keep myself entertained until that happens, I prefer to just like keep my brain busy. I don't want any downtime where I have to think or reflect. It's too depressing. I don't want to do any of that. I want to forget, but I also don't want to do drugs or drink. So I choose to just constantly have media in my face at all times. That's my drug, I guess. Food and constant media digestion. I gotta forget that I'm alive. And if you think that's sad, well, you can blame society for that. What about you? You gonna take any accountability? Nope. 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 Have I made poor, stupid decisions in life? Yep. Was it stacked against me from the moment I said go? Yep. And I'm going to be salty about that till the day I die. Okay. 22%. You know, it would be a lot easier if I go up there, but at this point, I can't go up there and do it. I got to do it all from right here. I'm too embarrassed. All right, let's go up. Nah, shit. There's all this part. I'll do it later. In the meantime, make sure I got all of this error. Error. Oh, Lord. How did I miss this much? You shum bitch. Oh, there's dirt hiding back here. Really? Okay. Wow. Completely forgot the underside of this thing. Okay, let me attack it from this side. There we go. From over here, I can really get up under there. Evil villain land. Really? 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 Hmm. Really? Just like that? What about this one? How come this one won't ping for me? I got the tank. Weird noises. Weird disapproval noises. Let me come at you from this angle. Oh my God. Here's the thing. How do I get this completely? Because I've hit it from every angle. Okay. That's the two tanks. But I still haven't got this metal piece itself to ding. There we go. I'm happy. That was what I was after. Oh, Lord. Speaking of, I don't know if this was in this episode or another episode I talked about it because it's getting later in the evening and I got up so early this morning that all my time is now starting to run together. But I earlier I talked about Spotify and streaming and all that stuff. I think that was during this playthrough because I played two different games today, and one of the other streaming services that I forgot to mention was people who do DoorDash and all that shit. How stupid are you people? Never in my life have I ever ordered DoorDash. And I can hear people now, well, what about back in the day? You used to order pizza like from Domino's and have that delivered. Okay, fine. You got me. Ooh. Last century, I used to order pizza by phone and it would come to my house. That was the last century. That wasn't this century. I want food, I go get the food. Or somebody in the house will go get food for everybody and make a food run. We don't do the DoorDash, Uber bullshit, Uber Eats bullshit. Like, we're way too cheap for that. We're all too boomery here for that. Like, I'm never, ever going to do that. Paying someone to go get my food for me is real fat behavior that I just can't abide by. I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's expensive, and I'm just not going to do it. But you pay for the convenience. You pay for stupidity. Get off your ass and go get your fucking food. That's another reason that I really kind of fell out with streamers. Is it was so annoying because it just got to the point every day where they would come on, stream for an hour, order some food, stop streaming to get their food, come back, eat their food, smacking into the microphone. It's just fucking annoying. Wasting all that money. Wasting all that money. And then people will still sit there and donate to them too. The whole time they're wasting your money on door dashing. And I'm like, society has gotten so stupid. Oh, stupider. Well, we got this area done at least. See? As soon as I said something. Ping! Okay, how am I going to do this? So I can't exactly perfectly get every little piece of this. Maybe if I only do a little duck. No, it has to be a full duck though. Well, does it? Kind of get in there. Mm. Oh, well, thank you. You made my job easier. Wow. Too forgiving sometimes. Too forgiving. At least nobody's going to slip and fall in the grime once I'm done. We're going to start getting into the walkway here now. Or no, this is another little deck area. Well, I guess the walkway does kind of go up and around. Whoa, I didn't know there was a whole ass structure up here. What? I thought it was just a platform down there. Okay. Well, let's get the door cleaned off at least. That way we can go in if we want. If we want. Oops. Ding. Now, how did these lights get this filthy? Well, I'd said that 1,000 times during this playthrough, I guess, to be fair. How did blank get this filthy? How did blank get that filthy? Fair. Ugh. God almighty, that's the thickest I've ever seen it. Ah, my knee. One of these days, my knee's going to pop loud enough. You're going to hear it on stream. Unless you do already. They hid the ladder uphill. Okay. It's like a little workbench, I think. Eesh. Mold grows on what? The north side of objects? North or south, I think. I don't remember. I also don't know what that's in relation to because sunlight usually hits every side of stuff unless it's a particular time of the year. There's no direct sunlight. How do I explain it? Like, my house faces north. So during the winter months, the sun is usually only ever behind the house. So, like, moss can grow on the front side of my house during the winter months. But during the summer months, that's a no-go. The sun is almost directly overhead at that point. Fuck. God, my ears. They've been itching more recently than ever. I don't understand. I keep my ears very well clean. It's got to be these earbuds. And I clean them occasionally too. I guess I just don't like the constant, like, I would say moisture. Is there moisture in your ear? Sweat, I guess. Do your ears sweat? I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is my ears stay itchy a lot, all the time. Because I always have earbuds in. Always. And when I don't have earbuds in, I have headphones on. You don't ever get time to breathe. There's got to be a bacterial buildup in there or something. Which is funny because, like I said, I wash my ears out. I use Q-tips. It still can't be good to wear earbuds as much as I do. They say you really have to be careful with putting things in your ear like hydrogen peroxide or whatever, which people like to do to clean out their ears. Because if you do that too much, it'll just dissolve your earbud, eat a hole, or your eardrum, eat a hole right through it. You have to be careful putting shit in your ear like that. I do it, but not as often as some people. Maybe once or twice a year at best, if that. It's better to just go have your ears cleaned by a professional, which I've never had done. Which I would love to do, but can't afford it. That the UPS truck van, I guess you'd say van. You call those trucks or vans that they use, FedEx and UPS. Where's there any left? I got it all. Ping, bitch. Seriously. I guess I didn't. No, I did. I think I'm getting tired. I've done a lot today. I have a long visit there. I have to go up under it to get everything. No, I didn't mean to do that. Is he going to stop here? No, he kept going. I'm not expecting anything anyway. Ooh. You know what I should do one day? Since I'm on days and I have a lot of extra time on my hands lately, I should come on one. I should come on here one day and do one of those long streams like other people do. See how long I can go. Not a 24-hour or anything. I think I don't have that in me, but I've talked a good bit lately, despite they're not usually, sometimes there's not people here, sometimes there is. Well, no, shit, Eric, that's the two options. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting tired, so you have to forgive me. It's just that there's not often a lot of people here, I think is what I'm trying to say. So oftentimes I'm kind of having to come up with stuff myself to talk about off the cuff because there's not like a natural conversation spanning from chat activity. There's been nobody here today. Nobody. I think Lewis is on a trip. Everybody else is probably at work or busy. But yeah, that goes back into what I've been saying for a while now. Like, where are all the people on Twitch who should be like, oh, what's this streamer about? Let's check him out. What's happening? We never ever get any new chatters. Hardly ever. I can't be that incredibly boring. I have seen what other people are doing on Twitch. I have seen what other people are doing on YouTube. I am not the bottom of the barrel. I promise. I have seen the bottom of the barrel. I'm not great, but I'm not the worst. I like to think I'm at least somewhat realistic about what I do here. I'm a little jealous, I won't lie. of like people who have like 10 viewers at a time when they stream. That would be enough. That would make my day if I just had that. Like you see people who start Twitch and they put all the lights behind them and they get the headsets and they get the racing chair and they got 2 monitors and it's constantly pinging and going off with donations. And then you've got 1,000 or 2,000 people in their chat and, and that is not my ideal way of streaming. I mean, that's fine if that's what you're into, but I find that to be incredibly cringe. I have watched people like that for a while, but I can't anymore. I'm over that kind of content. You need to, I guess the old ways are kind of coming back. You need to have a hook or an angle. You got to have something that sets you apart from everybody else. That's just true in life. That's just true in anything you do. You need a specific thing that makes you uniquely watchable, and I just don't have that. I'm sorry. I don't have anything special. But I'll be damned if I quit doing this. You know what I mean? Oh, turn my face cam off for some parent. Wonder when I did that. See, without chat here to tell me I did it. I just been sitting here talking to myself. See, the thing I think that hurts me on platforms like YouTube is the algorithm thrives on interactions. So comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that stuff. Without it, the algorithm's like, nobody really got on board with this video. Which, when you do what I do, and you do long-running series of gameplays like Let's Plays and stuff, you're asking an audience to watch a handful of videos about the same game. And unless the game is like super story-driven or whatever, they usually won't sit through that. No, I mean, I get it. I get bored easy too. There's a lot of times I'll just turn a video off if it doesn't capture me. I'm guilty of the same thing. But I do have a longer attention span than fucking Gen Z and Alpha. I'll give you that. Fucking TikTok rot brain. I'll at least sit through a 20-minute video and give it a chance before I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can find something else. They wait 1 second and they're like, no. Missing link. Good fuck. Small cats. So you found cat tracks. Oh, missed this whole side. There you go. It did kind of go a lot quicker than I thought it would. I was saying at the outset of this, I wonder how many episodes it'll take to get this done. And while it'll take more than one, it's not going to take 4 or 5. I'll tell you that much. Now, I will say this just from and I'm not an architect. I don't know anything about architecture. What I do know is what they've done here is pretty stupid. Um, they've built flush up against a tree, which a tree is going to continue to grow and expand. And that's just going to push into your wood, and the wood's going to push back against the tree. You're going to end up with broken panels here. This stuff's going to break, bend under the movement of the tree. And then the tree's going to be slightly deformed because of it. It's not great. It's not great what they've done here. Oh, Lord, I missed this entirely right here. Well, fuck me sideways. No wonder it didn't ding earlier. Lord. Lord. But yeah, you never want to build against a living tree like that, any permanent structures, because you're going to have problems. Now, how come I did not check this before going up top? Lord help me, Jesus. I called myself checking all of this down here. Oh my God. So filthy. So many missed spots. Which is kind of hard to tell because it's blending in with the top part there. I'll have to attack that from the top. I, oh no, that whole part. I'm sad now. I still got to do this whole section. Okay. Really? What is in my way? Why can't I move? Why can't I move? The fuck? Literally nothing there. Anything left down here? Oh, yep. Okay. What you got all these cameras for? Hmm. Does it matter which way they point? I guess not. Now, as far as I know, that takes care of this entire section here. I hope. Oh, yeah, I did turn both cameras around. Maybe I'll catch me a Bigfoot out there. The guy was talking about Bigfoot earlier in his text. Maybe that's what he's after out here. You never know. Okay. Looking for any missed spooks. See, is that shade? Is that shade or not shade? Sunlight coming through, or is that? I think it's sunlight coming through. The orange on this, the orange on the wood makes this a little more difficult to, you know, to tell. I still see dirt under the table. Eh. Locked it down. Oh, shoot. Underneath. Yeah. I guess I missed that. The porch light came on. I put in some motion lights because I've been hearing noises. We've got a really big fat raccoon that's been nosying about out there, getting into stuff. Sometimes I'll see a possum. We have a wide array of animals out there. We have possum, raccoons, cats, dogs running around just from people not keeping track of them, squirrels, birds, rabbits, the occasional deer, although that's rare. I have seen them out there. Not necessarily this close up to my house, but down the road a little bit. I have seen deer crossing the road there. No telling what other animals. I think we've seen armadillo out here before. All the woodland critters. We got some all out here. All right, at this point, I think it's best if I just duck, because all the dirt's gonna be on the part. Super hard to clean. Shit. I missed a lot. let me get over here. Start right here. I think I'm going to have to defrost my little mini freezer. It's been popping and locking a lot lately. I don't know why. I haven't defrosted it in a long time. It's due. Something I need to do. Just been putting it off because it sucks. Hey. Yeah, this wood, the wood railings has kind of been the most tedious thing I think we've run across yet. Oh my God, I hate it here. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna jump up here. I said I'm just gonna jump up, pal. Hey, this is kind of a quick way to get it done. Oh yeah. We'll go back the other way. Yeah. No. What? Okay. I think this is where we'll call it for today. And we pick back up next time. We'll finish this bad boy. I don't know. Do you think we can get this in one more episode, or do you think it'll take two more? What do you guys think? He says we'll call it, then just keep spraying. I know. I know. Damn. Ping, 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 ping. I mean, hey, listen, if I had it my way, I'd sit here and do this all day and night and do nothing else, but life don't work that way. I know for sure I'm gonna have to go check on the dogs now. They've been way too quiet and it's been a while. I'm probably gonna take them out and let them potty. Of course, they can go out on their own. We don't have to supervise them. What steel? Really? Okay, that is really a tight spot. Okay. I will stop right here. We'll pick back up next time. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Turn my camera off again at some point.